So then we've got custom.
Just have a slip on the teeth, sorry. Any questions so far? Is it going over your heads a little bit? Or?
Does it look like it's going over?
Feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, so custom, first of all you pick up this board and it's noticeably lighter, okay? And that's down towards something called carbon highlights, and I'll touch on that in a moment, alright? So we jump from the 370 price point now to a £500 price point, okay? For you guys to make it easy, if you like, as you get higher up the price point, if you like, the more kind of advanced the snowboards get, okay? So the quicker they are in response and stuff like that. Is that cool? It's an easy way for you guys to kind of take it in. So what we do here, alright, is I said we don't grade our bases in a sense, but we do put what's called a WFO sinter base on our custom and above. Well, it starts at Trick Pony, sorry, and works its way up. WFO sinter base, okay, it's a Teflon infusion in the base. It means that the base is more durable, it runs faster. It's something that you see in skis. WFO stands for wide fucking open. Alright? Get it in the open, it fucking goes, if you like. It's a good way to kind of like remember it. You physically feel the pickup speed when you put these things flat base. You actually feel the acceleration coming through them. So obviously you're not going to want an entry-level rider on this because it's just going to run out from under their feet. Is that cool? So we're definitely stepping up more towards that advanced rider, if you like. We still have that Superfly 2 core in here. Okay, so like I was saying, we split the Woodland's got two rather than just the one in the Superfly core, with that dual zone EGD running out towards the edge. But to liven this snowboard up, we have what's called carbon highlights. Okay. And carbon highlights are carbon stringers that run 45 degrees the whole way through this snowboard, okay? So any movement that I make from my binding, okay, is being distributed out towards the edge of the snowboard. Does that make sense? Okay? So it's running faster, alright? So basically, it's going to, if you like in layman's terms, it's talking to the board a lot quicker, okay? So the board's going to be reacting a lot quicker. Is that alright? Those carbon highlights, okay, although they run at 45 degrees, it runs out towards the edge, means that we sit same nose to tail, okay. This means that we're loading up this snowboard, okay, in the nose and tail wally. Carbon holds a lot more pent up energy than the wood core does, okay. So therefore, stiffer profiling, okay, we load it up, it's going to give us a lot more out when it explodes, if you like, comes out of that squeeze box section from that tail. Yeah, so basically whatever we put into this board, if you like, it's going to give us ×5 back. It's kind of a cool way to think of it. Because of that carbon, alright, first of all we add slightly a longer nose onto this, okay. Basically what that means is that directional shape, it keeps it more planted at speeds, alright. But we do have a twin core, okay. So generally that twin core means that we can still ride it both ways, but because we're going to be more of an advanced rider, we're going to be used to this guy, okay, having that slightly longer tail to chase, if you like. This is in the Flying V profile, okay, so we've still got that great little get out of jail free card kind of just sat in here, but it's a flatter Flying V, alright, so it's not, the rocker is not as prominent, if you like, it sits a bit flatter. So your contact areas are closer to the snow. Is that cool? So a great way to describe a custom, alright, it really does do anything. You're not really going to go hit rails and stuff with it, but you're still going to hit big booters. But say you've done a couple of seasons, you're on the chairlift with a couple of your mates, alright, you're heading up the hill, you see a great little powder section under the chairlift, okay. First of all, you can dive into that powder, alright. We've got that slightly longer nose on here that's just going to give us that natural lift. That Flying V also giving us that lift. Carbon highlights keeping the board kind of in a locked position so we can plough through the snow, okay. Our mate on his twin, alright, his nose is already ducked under the snow and he's ragdolled a few times, okay. Then dive this onto the piste, alright. Camber under the feet, carbon highlights with that Superfly 2 core running dual zone EGD, gets a great edge hold, alright. Means we can charge this thing into the turn, alright. Quick edge to edge response, suddenly a school comes out in front of us, we can nip round it, okay, dart between 2 or 3 kids, where our guy on his V-Rocker snowboard, who hasn't got the edge hold, takes 3 or 4 of them out, he's shouting désolé, désolé, okay. Got one mate left, alright, you see the biggest kicker in the park, let's say. WFO sintered base, alright, that slightly directional nose keeps this nice and planted as we build it up into a high speed, okay. Gonna hit the biggest kicker in the park. We've got that squeeze box in here so we can really load up the nose and tail. Huge pop, we can do a nice big back 5, okay. And because we've got that twin core, although we've got a directional shape, we can nicely land switch, ride round to the lift, look back. Our guy who hasn't got a squeeze box and a slow base hits the knuckle, falls over. We can do a little cab 1, get back in the lift line, and yeah, go and do it all again and watch our mate pick up the pieces. Is that cool? So yeah, it's a pretty serious little snowboard. It's good fun. Is that right? Cool, that's custom. Bits that I've kind of not touched on the process and custom is that we do have frostbite edges, if you like. Frostbite edges come out 0.5 mil, here, here, here and here, alright? So when I say 0.5 mil, it's literally down the running edge. If you wanted like to really exaggerate, it goes like this and like this, okay? So it gives you that slightly serrated edge, which means that you just get that little bit of extra grip when charging through the snow. Alright, is that cool? Perfect. So